There's some real big names in today's top 5 cards, including some cards that you probably own. We'll tell you which ones are going up the most in today's top 5.
My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday, where we have some really prominent players who have made today's list, some big name players whose cards are going up, and one big name player whose cards have been dropping. We're about to tell you what they are, but first, tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going live on Whatnot to do the top 5 cards of the month. Oh yeah, and to rip all of this wax and give it all away for free. Guys, I'm talking Select Basketball Hobby. I'm talking Origins Football Hobby. I'm talking Optic Basketball, or football rather, Optic Football, Stadium Club. Great boxes, thanks to our official wax sponsor, Midwest Cards. And if you join me live on Whatnot tonight, you've got your chance of winning packs from all of these boxes. It's 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Sports Card Investor channel on Whatnot. And if you don't have Whatnot yet, just scan that QR code on your screen or use the link in the show description to get the app and to get $10 in free credit. All right, guys, let's take a look at the overall sports card market using the Market Pulse by Market Movers. And things have stabilized this last week. The last couple months have not been great overall. As we know, the year has definitely not been great overall for sports cards, but at least the last week has stabilized, is up 0.1%. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. I'm looking forward to the new year. January is typically a hot month for sports cards. Will this next year start hot? Will January be good? Well, only time will tell, but I got my fingers crossed. But now let's talk about some of the specific cards going up. It's time for today's top 5. Starting today with a cold card, and this is the story of too much hype. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills has seen his cards decline over the course of this football season, despite the fact that the Bills overall have been playing strong. They've got a good record. Allen's been doing well, but maybe not well enough to live up to those MVP expectations going into this season. And maybe the Bills haven't been doing quite well enough either when you look at other teams like the Chiefs and the Eagles even, who maybe look a little more polished at this point in the season. And while Allen's putting up good numbers overall, he's thrown for over 3,500 yards. He does have 11 interceptions to his 26 touchdowns. People had a lot of expectation and hype about Josh Allen going into this season. It's tough when a player is that hyped in the offseason for their cards to maintain those expectations. And for Allen, they haven't. Let's take a look here on the screen at 4 of his popular rookie cards. This is his 2018 Donruss base card in PSA 10, his 2018 Prism base card in PSA 10, his 2018 Optic base card in PSA 10, and his 2018 Select Concourse card. And guys, this graph now is looking over 90 days. So we're going back to right around early in the football season, just after when this football season started. And you can see all of these trending down. Every single one is trending down. If we switch to the detailed view, look at that red. These cards are all down somewhere between around 19% all the way up to 42% since the start of the football season. It has not been the season that Josh Allen collectors have been hoping for. Now let's talk about some cards going up. The world is kaboom crazy, and that's why Absolute Football Hobby boxes have been hot. Yes, we're starting today's top 5 list with some sealed wax because the 2022 Absolute Football Hobby box is where you will find popular inserts like kabooms, as well as glass, explosive, and some other autograph and memorabilia cards that are chase cards for a lot of collectors. And man, people love their kaboom cards. While a lot of sealed wax has been dropping in price over the last couple of months, Absolute Football is a notable exception. So let's take a look here in Market Movers at the sealed wax charts, and we're gonna look at this product. So this product actually came out on December 2nd, which is right here on the chart. These sales prior to December 2nd were pre-release sales of this box. This box actually comes out on December 2nd, and then right away, you can see how it jumps up on the secondary market, starts selling for more and more and more. On release day, you could have bought this box on the secondary market for $375. You could have actually bought this box in pre-sale for as little as $342. But today, a hobby box of Absolute is going to cost you $476. If you own any of this product sealed, it's been a good few weeks for you. Maybe sell it, cash in, and buy yourself a nice little Christmas gift. We got a big superstar in the number 4 spot today. Aaron Judge is back in this week's top 5. Apparently, when you sign a 9-year, $360 million deal to stay with the Yankees, collectors like to see it, and why not? Judge is coming off of a spectacular season where he hit 62 home runs, obviously won the American League MVP award. And I think a lot of people are happy that he's staying with the Yankees. Certainly a lot of Yankees collectors are, and probably a lot of investors as well, because this keeps him in the biggest media market. This keeps him with the most popular, talked about team of all time. So that could only mean good things in the long term for Judge's card prices, assuming he continues to play well and assuming that the Yankees are competitive, maybe get a World Series ring or two with him at the helm. There are certainly some investors that are expecting that to happen. Ever since the news popped off about his new contract, a number of his cards have been going up. Let's take a look here on the screen. I brought up 5 of his popular rookie cards, his 2017 Topps Chrome base and PSA 10, and his 2017 Topps base and PSA 10. I've also got the refractor from Topps Chrome and PSA 10 and the Prism refractor in PSA 10. And I've got his Bowman Chrome in PSA 10. Here we're looking over the last 14 days. And if I look at the detailed view here, you can see his Topps Chrome is actually down a little bit over the last 14 days, but all the others are up quite a bit. In fact, his Topps base card, the paper base card, is up almost 40% over the last 14 days. That was a card that you could have picked up for around $86. It's selling today for over $120. His Bowman Chrome also up around 40%. That card's gone from $100 to $139 over the course of the last 2 weeks. Now, the news has not been entirely rosy for Judge. If we zoom out and we look at, let's say, the last 90 days, you can see that his cards are still down from what their peaks were pretty significantly. All of Judge's cards peaked out in late September as he was, trying to get that 62nd home run and helping the Yankees get into the playoffs. But if we look over the last year, it is a better story overall for Judge's cards. In fact, let's take a look in Market Movers at 365 days worth of data on these cards. And if you look at where they started a year ago to where they are today, they're all significantly up despite that fall from that peak that they had in September. You can see all of the green over the last 365 days. All of these cards are up somewhere between about 35% and 137%. So it has been a great year overall for Aaron Judge collectors. We're turning to football for the number 3 spot, and we're going with one of the hottest running backs in the league, Josh Jacobs. He's having an incredible season for the Raiders with putting up over 1,400 yards so far, over 11 touchdowns. He's in the final year of his rookie deal, so this could, of course, lead him to a big contract this offseason, which could bring even more attention to his cards. There's certainly some investors and collectors out there that are hoping so. Let's take a look at 3 of Josh Jacobs' popular rookie cards. I've got his 2019 Prism base, his 2019 Donruss base, and his 2019 Optic Hollow. All are actually these 2 in PSA 10 condition, and then I put the Optic Hollow on here on raw condition, so we can look at a raw condition card as well. You can see all 3 of these are trending up over the course of the last 30 days. If we look at price change by percentage, all of these cards are doing really, really well. That Prism base is up 96% over the last 30 days. That Optic Hollow raw up 127%. And that Donruss base is up 265% over the last 30 days. Now, that's still a pretty inexpensive card. You can pick up that Donruss base in PSA 10 for $35 today, but that card was selling for less than $10 just 30 days ago. If you happen to have any Josh Jacobs cards in your collection, you've had a great month. Sticking with football at number 2, it's a quarterback who has returned to last year's playoff form. Joe Burrow is leading the Cincinnati Bengals to a hot streak, a good season it seems. He's got Jamar Chase back. The Bengals are exciting, and Burrow's putting up some big numbers. He's already passed for close to 3,700 yards this season, 27 touchdowns to just 9 interceptions. The Bengals, who started the season slow, are currently 9-4. And tied for first in the AFC North. And by the way, shout out to Stand Up Displays. Check that out. This beautiful stand to match with this beautiful Joe Burrow card. These are now on Stand Up Displays website, standupdisplays.co. You can get your own custom jersey stands for just $15 on standupdisplays.co. But let's talk about Joe Burrow's cards and what they are doing, because they're going crazy. I brought up 4 of his popular rookie cards here on the screen. I've got his 2020 Prism Base, his 2020 Optic Hollow, his 2020 Donruss Base, and his 2020 Optic Base, all in PSA 10 condition. Switch to the details. You can see lots of green in this column. These cards over the last 30 days, these cards are all trending up somewhere in the neighborhood of between about 9% and up to about 27%. But the reason why Burrow is so high on this list today is not just because of his cards going up in price, but the sales volume is also really high. These cards are being transacted at a very high rate. In fact, over the last 30 days, if you look here in the sales count column, you can see that 120 of his Prism base cards in PSA 10 condition have sold, 31 of his Optic Hollows, 85 of his Donruss base cards, and 45 of his Optic base cards. So Joe Burrow is one of the hottest things going in the sports card market right now, not just because of the prices, but especially because of the sales volume. It's time for the number 1 card on today's list, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's episode are from Market Movers, and Market Movers tracks more than 1 million sports cards. You can look up these types of graphs and charts and track your entire collection and its value in Market Movers, starting at just $9.99 per month with your first 7 days free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on Market Movers in the main menu bar. All right, guys, who's the only guy bigger than Joe Burrow right now, perhaps in the sports card hobby? Zion Williamson, the big name from the last several seasons, well, the last few seasons, I should say, is back to the number 1 spot again. Welcome back, Zion, to number 1 in the top 5. It is incredible to have you here. Also, I say that because I own a lot of Zion Williamson's cards, so I'm very happy to see him back in the number 1 spot. Of course, the Pelicans are also in the number 1 spot. The Pelicans, as of Monday, are in first place in the West, and Zion is a huge reason why. 61% shooting, and so far in December, he's averaging 31 points per game, 9 rebounds per game. He is putting up absolutely incredible numbers. His cards were actually going down some at the beginning of this season, but that is no longer the case as he's picked up his play and the Pelicans have vaulted up to first place. Zion's cards are leading the pack. Once again, they are hot. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Here on the screen, I brought up 6 of his popular rookie cards in Market Movers, all in PSA 10. I've got his 2019 Prism Base, Prism Silver, Optic Base, Optic Hollow, Mosaic Silver, and Donruss Base. You guys own any of these or any Zion card? Hopefully you do, because if you do, the last 14 days have been good. You can see all of these are trending up. Let's look at price change by percentage, and you can see here's the 0 line, so it's nice to see what they've been doing here over the course of the last week. If we zoom in and look for more detail, we can see that even in the last 14 days, all of these cards are up somewhere between 16% and 66%. In 14 days. Wow, his Optic Hollow, you could have bought for $300 2 weeks ago, currently selling for $500. His Prism Silver has gone from $967 to $1,122. His Prism Base from $105 to $142. His Optic Base from 33 to 55. These are incredible rises over just a 14-day span, not to mention the incredible sales count. 132 of those Prism bases have transacted in the last 14 days. And despite a population count of over 22,000, you're still seeing the price up close to 36% in a 14-day span. What a run it's been. Now, where will his cards go from here? I hope they're going to go to the moon, but is that realistic? A lot of the cards featured in these top 5 lists sometimes fall off in price soon after because a lot of people, buy into the hype, and the hype can only sustain so long. But I don't know. With somebody like Zion, if the Pelicans can continue to play the way that they have been playing, and if they can roll into the playoffs with a top 3 seed, the sky might really be the limit for Zion's cards. Only time will tell. But what I do know now in terms of time is that tonight we're going live on Whatnot at 10:30 to give all of these boxes away. So please join me there at 10:30 Eastern Time on the Sports Card Investor channel, and check out Stand Up Displays, standupdisplays.co for these awesome stands and market movers. Go to sportscardinvestor.com and click on market movers in the main menu bar for instant access. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon in their next episode. Take care.